use that in a way to your advantage. Just know that since Ryu does annoy you, it can annoy you internally, but in a way, try to tell yourself as you're playing that I'm not going to let this affect my gameplay.
So what do you think's the best way to start out this session then?
Oh, I was just going to wait for you to join in.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Sounds
that was going to
good.
start doing the
Yeah, that might help, right?
rundown. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be in the lobby.
I have to be.
But
I should.
like,
I should
just,
be.
yeah, just kind of just be on the screen.
Not a bad idea. Should have fixed my lighting and everything. Now we're good. All right, we are here.
Awesome, great. So since we were just on the topic of it, tell me about the tournament, how you were feeling while you were playing, both inside the game as well as how you were feeling mentally, if you had any butterflies in your stomach, or just kind of where was your mental at when you were playing your matches in bracket.
For sure. Yeah, so going down to this event, like I said, this video, I don't know if the tournament video will be out by now or what, but on my channel, but basically I was heading down to a tournament that I have competed in before. I think the highest I got was like top 8. I got like 5th or something. So part of me really wanted to, I felt like I had something to prove, obviously, because it was a tournament like in my area. So I was like, all right, well, you know, I should be able to do pretty good at this one. I've been here before. So I think less of anxiety about not playing well and more just like, I guess the anticipation anxiety of like, oh, I want to do this, I want to get it, you know, I want to play already. Because once I was playing the game, I felt pretty damn comfortable. In fact, I was actually gonna say, this is something I was gonna talk about in the main video, was that I felt like I used a lot of the stuff, at least in my opinion, mentally from our first coaching session, because I felt pretty damn confident when it came to like mid-screen. I was like, wait a minute, I could just walk back. Like I was like, I don't need to be whipping normals every 2 seconds, you know, I don't need to be going crazy trying to get in. So I think the best example I have of this is like most of my matches, I felt like I was either pretty confident I was gonna win from the beginning, or I had to make a big adjustment. And there was one match specifically that I want to go into detail about, not too much right now, obviously, but I'm just going to talk about, which is just that I played a match with a player, and he beat me, like, whooped me on the first one. And I was like, wait a minute. You know, like, I'm playing against this slow modern Ed. I gotta, you know, I keep trying to get in. I keep trying to, like, drive rush, jump in, all this crap. And I'm like, wait a minute. You know, every part of me knows that like this is not the way to play this game. And so I just started trying to walk at the edge of all of his range, you know, and I tried to just slowly wait for him to get too impatient while I was throwing out normals in ranges that they would actually hit. And yeah, eventually he would leave himself open in situations, and yeah, I was able to take advantage of it. So definitely felt like that helped from the coaching session, because I was like, wait a minute, you know, like I've seen this, I know this exactly.
That's great. I'm glad to hear it too, because even like obviously not everyone's gonna like take every single like tidbit and use it to their gameplay, but it's more so me in a way kind of like planting the seeds, but like, okay, maybe my voice or a flashback could happen during a situation like, oh, wait a minute, and then like boom, a light bulb comes up over your head.
Exactly.
And then I play it too, like Ed, modern Ed. A lot of those modern Eds, right, they kind of want the opponent to get very impatient. So I'm glad you will be like, wait a minute, let me just like, you know, chill and not like overextend, because they have, you know, easy DPs, and then you know, Ed as well has insanely good range, etc.
Exactly.
No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, especially because after I ended up taking it back over reverse 2-0, he's like, ah, shit, I fought you on ranked, bro. He's like, I can't beat you, dog.
Wait, y'all played before?
Apparently, I didn't realize. Yeah, he said but he goes, I fought your Mai, bro, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, bro. That character is so cringe. But yeah, it was
You got big motion, bro. You don't even be knowing who you be playing, but people know you.
Apparently, bro.
Okay, so that was, and was that like, where was that in the bracket?
I think that was my match. It was my last match before top 16, and then I went into top 16 against a player that I wanted to get a run back on, that I've beaten before but also lost to. And honestly, everything that I had practiced since the last time I fought him really came and helped, because I ended up 3-0ing him, which was satisfying. And then I went up into winners finals, and I went 2-3, lost that one, and then sat in losers finals. I beat the last year's winner of the tournament in losers finals, and then I went grands and went 2-3, and unfortunately I'm pretty sure it was one round away from resetting bracket, but I just didn't have it in me that day. So
who was the player and what character did they play?
They go by Bangarang, and they're a jury player.
Okay.
Yeah, really strong. I believe they're a 1900 jury. I've beaten them, they've beaten me, but they put so much practice into since the last time we fought, I could tell for sure.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, especially if you were taking it 3-2, well, I mean, going to essentially the last match of, say, for instance, winners finals. And that goes to show that only like a couple of tweaks, right?
Right.
you would have been able to win it, right? So
Yeah.
That's good that even when you went to grand finals, obviously you already beat everyone else. Even going into winners finals and grand finals, it wasn't like a complete like I felt hopeless. The fact that you were literally there, but yeah, just a couple little tweaks. But yeah, you're not far from it at all.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what it felt like for sure. I was very satisfied as well because I had a little bit of that feeling as well, like you just mentioned. Like after losing, I got up and I was like, yeah, is what it is, because I really did feel like playing the last few matches, I was like, you know what, I know there's some adjustments that need to be made right now for me to win this, but in the moment I just wasn't able to make them. Like I was like, I just can't think about what I need to do. Like I couldn't process the information fast enough because I think I was a little bit nervous. So, but I definitely was thinking that. I was like, you know what, if I made the right choices here, I definitely could have won this. So no anger from me. Like I mean, happy I got this far.
that's extremely healthy too, to walk away from that and knowing like, oh, okay, here's some things I could have done differently, as opposed to being like salty or whatever and be like, oh, like blame X character. So that's already a phenomenal approach that some people, I say some people, but a handful of people don't have that perspective. They look at it differently.
Right.
So that's already awesome. So say for instance, you've been playing like in tournament. How do you feel when you play in ranked as opposed to tournament, like vice versa?
I'm much more confident in tournament sets than I think I am in ranked.
Interesting. Okay.
Ranked, I know that I'm like in my own comfortable space playing, but I get way more tilted, and that messes up my mental because I don't know the person. Like I think when I see the person in front of me, even if they wash me, I'm like, well, that's a real dude. He just destroyed me. For some reason, it's hard for me to like understand that and make that connection when I'm playing online, to think like, oh, this is also another real person that's also just like trying to get to where I am. Because like usually, like if I fight most players that just like, I mean, if they just steamroll me and I can just genuinely feel like they're playing better than me, then I'm like, oh yeah, it is what it is, I gotta get better. But I think ranked, I just run into so many people that like, their play style is so obnoxious that I just like, it's hard for me to think in my head that they're trying to go for what I'm going for, because in my brain it feels like there's no way they're actually trying to get better. It feels like they're just trying to just get wins with cheese, but I don't know.
Yeah, get their MR up by any means necessary.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I need to work on that.
So when you talk about like your mental in tournament, because your mental seems sounding very, very healthy in tournament, what goes through your mind when you're playing ranked? Like if something doesn't go according to plan, or if they get a win, what exactly goes on in your head? Is it just immediately, oh, like, is it more so this person isn't that good, or only lost because of this, or?
No, I don't think I'm doing that. It's more just that like when I fight a specific play style, I kind of get in my head, and it's hard for me to focus on like the actual changes that need to be made. And that's sometimes, like obviously there's sometimes I fight people and I'm like, oh, I know this type of idiot play style and I'm able to adjust. But a lot of, if I just keep queuing and ranked, then obviously it's harder for me to do that. But I would say most ranked sets. So for instance, I played my first bit of ranked this season this morning. So I started around like 15 or whatever. And I felt pretty healthy. I got up to Grandmaster, I was chilling. Most of the matches, I felt like even if I lost the game, I was like, you know what? Run it back. What did he do right? What was I doing wrong? Usually I just slow it down. Traditionally, that's kind of the way that I like to do it the second game if I get cooked. I'll kind of slow it down, and I'm trying to pay attention to anything that I didn't notice the first time. I think that's primarily what I'm doing, at least, yeah.
So when you say that it's a play style that kind of has you feel more so like tilted when you play ranked, is there like a particular play style?
Yeah, it's just Ryu players, bro. It's just
Replayers?
Dude, I can't stand fucking the current Ryu, man. I actually do think I have gotten to the point where all the characters that piss people off, I'm comfortable with now, because I've labbed so much. I know how to beat JP every time. I know how to beat my players. But like when I run into Ryu, I don't know what it is, man. Just what he's doing, like I swear to God, they never feel like they're on the same level as me. It always feels, and I don't mean skill level, it just feels like they're playing a different game, and I'm just like, bro, I don't know what game we're playing, bro. Why are you donkey kicking from a mile away?
Ryu, in my opinion, is a bit overtuned.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit overtuned.
For sure. And Maya is too, but like I also feel like people rely so much on the one option that's really good with Mai, the OD fan, that once you get comfortable with dealing with that, it's not as scary. But with Ryu, I think it's just, the options are really strong, but they're also just kind of strange. Like the timings that people use their options with Ryu always throws me off, I think. Like it's hard to get a pattern.
I feel like a lot of moves that he does just destroys your drive gauge.
So true.
It's like you're just getting punished for just blocking Ryu.
Yeah, you want to play safe, but you're losing because you're playing safe. It's weird. Yeah. I think that's the playstyle, yeah. Just reuse.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I look forward to when we do the rank session as well as when we do like the replay reviews. I look forward to seeing the Ryu. Yeah, because I can, in a way, I mean, granted, you know, I'll play Turbo, but I can definitely like look at it, but okay, maybe a couple things here would be able to help win the Ryu matchup. Granted, I mean, Ryu's still a menace, but by any means, we're gonna definitely get you more up to pace when it comes to dealing with these Ryus, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's like the second most played character, if not the most. So yes.
Yeah, because say versus me, I don't like Manon or Blanca, but they're not as common as like Ryu.
Oh,
thankfully.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I do like fighting them just because I had my old scene that I came from had a lot of weird ass players. Our top player was a Blanca, so I'm very comfortable with those matchups. And I like Shoto matchups. Like I like fighting Ken, I like fighting Akuma because I feel like most of the time we are just playing footsies. But yeah, I think it's really just Ryu. I'm like, bro, stop. Like Donkey Kong.
And you were saying that it's been mainly like the donkey kicks.
I would say
assuming it's mainly donkey kick.
Okay, so donkey kick's annoying. That's just like the funniest thing I could think of. That's just like, why are you doing that full screen? No, I think honestly the thing I ran into today in ranked that really bothered me was there was just a Ryu player that was like playing him like Guile. Like he was just zoning with Fireball the entire time. And I was like, you don't want to take advantage of like your normals? Like you have heavy punch, you don't want to like lock up. But it worked. Like that's the thing. Even though I usually find ways to perfect parry Fireball and get in, like he would never stop throwing Fireball. But then whenever I would jump over it, like I thought I timed it, he DP'd, and I was like, I feel like I know how to deal with this, but today it's just not working. Like I don't know, it just like it threw me off. Like I feel like I know the timing that you can jump on Fireball, but I guess I couldn't do it today. I don't know. It was weird. I'll have to watch it again.
Okay. Well, that's all good to know. Like I said, definitely look forward to watching the Ryu matches and seeing all the donkey kicks fly.
Oh yeah.
And cause havoc.
Should be able to DI that move, I'm saying, bro. God damn.
So, whenever you do play against, we'll use Ryu as an example since we were talking about Ryu. When you do, okay, say for instance a donkey kick lands, it makes connection to you. How are you feeling? Like you get hit by one donkey kick, or maybe even two.
I mean, I guess it's slightly irritating, but to be fair, like all they're usually getting after that is like Denjin usually. So I'm just like, all right, at least because usually they don't press the advantage. I feel like after Donkey, so I guess it doesn't really bother me too much. It kind of just feels like, you know, I'm resetting the neutral most of the time, but it's just kind of annoying. It's just like, okay, you're doing that, like why? You don't want to get in? I guess I don't know.
Okay, so. They do get the Denjin, which is still like a win for Ryu, right? So obviously they get the damage, they knock you far away, and they get the Denjin. But at the same time, even though it was just like, say for instance, as an example, donkey kick, you get hit by one donkey kick, it's more so the like mental warfare that's going on, right? So they're doing these donkey kicks. They have a freaking ear-to-ear smile that the stuff is working, right? Oh yeah. So that's going to definitely, essentially, encourage the opponent to get a little bit more like reckless in a way. Maybe they'll start doing like drive rush, maybe they'll start to jump a little bit more. I will say, whenever you are like, if you are feeling like, say for instance like Ryu, as a perfect example right here, use that in a way to your advantage. Just know that since Ryu does annoy you, it can annoy you internally, but in a way, try to tell yourself as you're playing that I'm not going to let this affect my gameplay. Right. Because those people, like, they're banking on that. They want you to get annoyed to start jumping and do DP and whatnot. So in a way, if that does happen, if you are getting hit by a donkey kick, if you're getting hit by a random, like, low forward into Shogeki, you know, try not to let that influence your wake up. Right. Try not to let that influence you jumping over or whatnot. And then they're going to be a little bit confused, like, yo, like, how is he not getting annoyed by this? Like, I'm Ryu. I'm being annoying. So definitely keep that in the back of your head, because that, a lot of emotional stuff can play on to, you know, how you're playing Street Fighter 6. Right. Great. So particular wake ups. So yeah, as an example, whenever you are playing against any type of character, like say for instance like a funky interaction, I'm just saying this because we're more so like on the emotion side when it comes to frustration. Yeah. There's like certain, which I'm sure you might notice it, but there's just so many layers to it, right? It's that say for instance like a funky interaction happens, it can heavily influence how an opponent plays. A lot of stuff in the game can influence, whether it be drive gauge, the amount of super meter you have, funky interaction. As a on the surface, very like simple example, say for instance I'm playing Cammy, you know, I'm obviously a Cammy player. If I jump and then I miss dive kick, and then sorry, I just got an invite, it kind of threw me off. Say for instance I jump and I miss dive kick and then I get punished for it, right? Yeah. In my head I'm thinking, okay, I'm supposed to be annoyed here. Okay. Like I'm supposed to be annoyed. So my opponent is going to approach me, maybe like drive rush or just knock me down. They are probably gonna be looking for me to do an EXDP. And so in a way, I'm just like not gonna give that to them. So it works both ways. And say for instance, on the other end, maybe my opponent miss their DP, maybe I jumped over, they missed their cross cut and it goes the other way, and I punish them for it. And in my head, I'm thinking my opponent is definitely annoyed. Sure, they may not like physically show frustration, but their hands like just have a mind of its own. They're like, you know what? I don't like that they did that, so I'm gonna respond in a way. So I would say keep that in your back pocket whenever scenarios like that happen. Say for instance, donkey kick lands, you get like a lucky sweep or something or what have you. Just be on the lookout for it because it will influence how they play moving forward.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So I mean, say for instance, jury, right? I'm not too sure how this jury player plays, but I mean, they might want to like drive rush more. You know, they might want to do EXDP. They might want to do wake up a dive kick. Might backdash more.
Totally.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I definitely saw that, and I was getting punished by that. I think I was getting hit after I would win the throw interaction. Usually after that, by I think it was the jump dive kick that they can do to beat out the throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting hit by that pretty often. And I think in my mind, I wasn't really thinking about like the jury options, which is definitely something I should have been, because I was just thinking about like him taking a risk if he attempts to, you know, get out of the corner by jumping, because I can just cross cut. And I was like, wait a minute, he's got the dive kick. So I think that would definitely make sense in that situation as well. Mid screen, I'm usually pretty confident. I feel like usually against characters, I'm thinking about who I'm fighting. Like mid screen, I'm like, usually when I fight jury round start, jury or Ken, I'm always just sitting there waiting for the drive rush round start. But like corner, yeah, I could definitely see that playing into that a bit. Like I wasn't really thinking about that as much, and that's definitely something I've always wondered about. Like, yeah, what you're supposed to think after an interaction happens, like, you know.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is like what you said is something I've always thought about, but I didn't know if it was actually something that like was like a pretty consistent way to like.
It's a very real thing, and to the point that the more you play against like say for instance like higher level players, it's gonna be a very like I know that you know that you know,
right?
You know, so and then that whole thing starts to play out.
Well, honestly, like I think my favorite thing in this game is conditioning. So yeah, that sounds awesome. Like I'd love to master that.
Heck yeah. Awesome, heck yeah. And I look forward, like I said, to the ranked and all that stuff too. Because once we get some visuals going, then yeah, we can definitely pinpoint a lot of stuff.
Cool.
Let's see. So whenever you are playing in the neutral, right, like with Terry, you're doing like the stand medium kicks, you know, the crouch medium punches, the stand heavy kicks.
Yeah.
When you do those attacks, what exactly are you looking out for something? Are you like seeing if they're like going to like walk back afterwards? Or you're gonna see like how they react, or are you just mainly trying to get like a straight hit?
Yeah, so I guess it's a mix. Mid screen, I would say, yeah, the options you talked about are probably my go-to options. I would say stand medium punch, medium kick, stand heavy kick, and then up closer, obviously crouch medium punch, because you know you can cancel it into medium fireball and make that true string. But I would say traditionally what I'm looking for with those options, because I think the first one I'll talk about is stand medium punch, stand medium kick. Traditionally, I like to start with stand medium kick as one of my main pokes, do a little drive damage, but then also if they, you know, block it, it does drive damage, but also if I space it out correctly, then I can space them out for a spacing trap if they try to throw out like a lighter normal or something like that to punish. And then what I like to do traditionally is I start with light kick or medium kick, and then after I kind of use medium kick a little bit, I start going to medium punch, because I've noticed that a lot of people know that medium kick is beatable with DI if they see it happen a lot. So I'll start doing medium punch a little bit more so I can react to the DI if they start doing that.
Nice.
And then heavy kick is primarily to, I think, I don't know how to say it other than to like, it's for stray hits, obviously, like I'm throwing it out from the furthest range I can possibly throw it out just in case they try to get something and it hits them. And also because it does a ton of drive damage. But one of the main things I think is also kind of to assert dominance. Like I think because it's such a, I don't know, it just feels like such a chunky hit that I feel like a lot of times I can throw that move out and they start to like back up a little bit usually. Like usually they're not, they kind of question it a little bit. That's been my experience. And obviously that's not everybody. A lot of people know the exact range. They might just, you know, they know the exact range they can throw out their heavy button that's going to hit me after. But I do find getting back up to the rank that I wanted to, at least it's primarily people that are kind of a little bit nervous. They're like, oh, I got to get out of the range of that move. So I think it's a lot of times when I'm throwing out those normals, I'm thinking about a few different things that I want to get from them. But yeah, I think that those are probably the main things I'm trying to get.
I mean, no, those are excellent answers. Definitely, you like say for instance, setting up stand medium punch, stand medium kick for like a spacing trap, like just spacing it out, just in case they try to whiff. Even like the stand roundhouse, doing drive gauge damage, as well as the other attacks as well, and just kind of seeing how they respond. Especially when it comes to normals, is I like to call it essentially just like flirting, right? You, if you want to get your opponent to interact and vice versa, you know, you start playing the buttons, and then from there, you know, like how you said perfectly, people start to be a little bit hesitant because like, oh, well, I don't want to run into a stand roundhouse. So
Right.
I might start shutting down their options. Yeah, I mean, from the sound of it, you sound like you really kind of got that in a way to a T. But yeah, definitely make sure to see like how they react to that stuff. They're gonna start getting impatient, like you said, the drive impact for sure. So that's really great that you do like the stand medium punch into drive impact in case they're expecting a stand medium kick.
Right.
I've played against you. You have really good anti-airs. So they jump. They jump. You're usually really on point when it comes to the anti-air. But yeah, I would say what you're doing right there, definitely keep at it. And definitely, cycle those options as well. Because those, even if they're blocking it, like it's still a win for you.
Right. I will say one thing that I think I'm struggling with a little bit, though, is that when I'm not doing that, like playing that little poke game, I do have a habit to like try to throw fireballs a little too much.
Okay.
That's something I'm trying to break. Like I like when I'm going into a match, my brain is thinking, okay, let's play this poke game. Fireball every once in a while if we're closer to mid screen or full screen. But a lot of times, like if I find the opponent's like spacing is really strong, I start throwing out a little bit more like fireballs instead of throwing out my normals. And people, they can, if they're good enough, they can.
So when you say their spacing is really good, what exactly does that entail?
I guess I mainly mean like I'm attempting to go for my full range hits, but they're already like walking out of it, like stuff like that. Like they'll see me throw out a normal once, and then the next time that I attempt to throw it, they've already spaced themselves like correctly. Stuff like that, I guess. Like I guess it's when I'm starting. Maybe it's more that I'm making mistakes, like I'm whiffing.
Yeah, I'll say that's more so that you're starting to whiff because you're essentially giving them that option to whiff punish you.
Right.
So if anything, that's just more so coming down to having a confidence on your button placements.
Right. Okay, yeah.
And from there, then that will like reduce the amount of fireballs that you'll start making or throwing out.
Right.
But I mean, obviously you play a fireball character, so by all means throw fireballs, but don't do it to the point that it can put you in harm's way if you get into the habit and start flow charting it. But yeah, it's just more so. I mean, even when we played, it can be tricky. I mean, everyone's gonna whiff eventually. That's just no one's perfect. But yeah, by all means, definitely try to get a little bit more comfortable in the button placements. And don't also let it. If you do get whiff punish as well. If you get whiff punish, you see punish counter, that's just tell you, oh, hey, I'm whiffing. Let me make it tighter. Okay. Let me make sure that when I hit this button, it lands. That shouldn't tell you, oh, hey, like I should not throw out buttons all and start doing like fireballs or do like a jump in, etc.
Got you.
So when you're playing ranked, how long are your ranked sessions usually?
I really should be timing it based off time, right? I typically just have a goal. I don't know. So I told you in the last session that I don't really like to play ranked with my main too much. I usually just play until I get Ultimate Master back, and then I just stop playing. Usually it's about a day or two of playing ranked. So for instance, this morning I played, I think for about like an hour, and I got back to 17, and then I just stopped. And I was like, all right, well, I'll get 18 next time. So I guess about an hour traditionally.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to play ranked a lot more, but I started getting obsessed with playing in my local tournaments, and that's how I started getting better. So I think I'm so tournament brained. Like I'm like always spending more time on tourneys than I am in ranked, that I basically like for a while didn't see the use of ranked. Now I'm like, no, I absolutely see it, because it's the same way of learning where you have a short period of time to learn against your opponent, and I can do it whenever I want and not have to go to a tournament, which is nice. But yeah, I definitely was gonna say, since you started doing the coaching session with me this time, I wanted to get back to at least like a pretty decent spot, like around 17, because I think that those players are pretty competent, and then from here I wanted to play more ranked for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not, if ranked isn't your cup of tea, I mean, I wouldn't force it necessarily. I do think ranked is super helpful. I will say that. But if you do also have like a really good local scene, you're able to play in tournaments, then you can definitely learn as well from playing that. But ranked is so like low risk, right? You just pop on your PC and you up in your boxers.
Exactly. I definitely, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, trust me, I don't have anything against it anymore. Like, it was for a while, I just didn't want to do it because I saw progress not using it. But no, I'm ready. Like if it helps to get to the next level doing it, whatever it takes, yeah, I'm willing to do it. I have no preferences that won't allow me to get further. Like whatever I gotta do.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like it also helps build a mental fortitude too, because ranked, sometimes you can have a rough day, and in a way, as long as you're able to get used to being in that environment, I feel like for sure it can definitely build you to be I mean, when you play tournaments as well, you already have a really good mental, so that's already a good start right there. So when you're playing in a ranked or tournaments, like say for when we went to a tournament, are you much like of a water guy, or Do you drink anything when you?
Oh yeah.
Play?
Water is my best friend at any tournament.
Heck yeah.
You need.
I
feel like you need it. There's no way I would get through a tournament without it.
Yeah, I would be crashing out if I didn't have proper hydration.
Yes.
No, I'm a huge believer. Yeah, so no, that's great. I'm glad because there are some people out there that don't drink water. They just drink Coca-Cola.
Oh, hell no. No, actually, thankfully for me, it's not a good thing at first, but it helps me in that stuff is I do have pretty bad stomach issues, but I do have like acid reflux and stuff like that. So it really hurts to drink soda sometimes because the heartburn and stuff like that. So I've just stopped drinking that stuff altogether. So I'm just water's.
So it works out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's like it sucks, but also it's like but I'm never gonna drink that stuff. So water is. I'm always sipping on water. In fact, let me grab my water.
Heck yeah, no, that's awesome. When you were at the tournament, would you say you got like a good amount of rest, or do you like try to? No rest.
No. Usually I do.
No rest for the wicked.
No.
Okay.
Usually I would, but this tournament I stayed up. I think I got like 4 hours of sleep, but it helped me somehow. Some fucking how it helped me because I had no fear. Because there was no there was thoughts going into my brain, but there was no fear whatsoever because I was too tired to care. So I was just I wouldn't normally say I like to play like that. Normally I like sleep. It genuinely helps me because it helps your like it helps your thinking.
Yeah, it helps with critical thinking, and Street Fighter 6 is a lot of critical thinking.
Oh yeah. But I think I just relied on reactions or something, man. I don't know. No, I think I have a decent enough flow chart that like even though I was tired, it was working out for me. But traditionally, yes, I would absolutely love full night's sleep.
Okay, that's good. Cause say for instance, there'll be times if I'm really like trying to play Street Fighter 6, I usually try to have like a nap or just make sure I have a good night's rest because I've just played this game so much that I know when something's wrong. Like, oh hey, like I didn't have like food before I started, like that's why I'm having brain fog, or I didn't get enough rest, so I'm not actually adapting to my opponent. I'm just kind of running the script.
Right.
Street Fighter 6, I mean that game is notorious for like the mental stack, and I mean it's very true. There's a lot of stuff going on in this game. So no, that's great that you usually try to have rest and then that you stay hydrated as well, whether it be because your body tells you to or whatnot. At the end of the day, you still stay hydrated, so that's great. Yeah, another thing is awareness too. Like, sure, I'm talking about these concepts, but whenever we do like have the ranked match observation and replays, I'm able to actually like point it out then and there. But it's just more so bringing this to your attention. I'll put like essentially how to guess better, which also circles back to getting information on your opponent if something like wacky happening. If something wacky happens, and then essentially you can allocate your brain capacity to look out for something and just put like essentially like more skill points to that, right? When Street Fighter 6 came out, I watched a Mago stream, and Mago broke it down really well. He talked about how depending on like what's going on in a match, he like divides his brain up essentially to what to look out for. So as an example, if he like I'll use like a fireball character, right? If I'm throwing fireballs as Akuma, I'm like, all right, I'm throwing fireballs, I'm gonna allocate like I don't know, like 40% to like anti-air or like 30% to anti-air. Like they're more prone to jumping right here. And then I can also look out for whip punishes because I'm in like X range. An example, like say I'm playing Cam, I'm playing against a Honda, right? If I'm playing against Honda and I'm burnt out, or maybe the Honda's burnt out, I'm thinking, okay, they're probably going to go for something crazy. They might do like butt slam. So say for instance, me being burnt out, they're going to go for butt slam because they're burnt out. So I'm allocating more brain power to me going for air throw because their drive gauge is empty. So I'm like, since they're kind of have their back against the wall, they're gonna most likely do this option. So they go to the skies and I air grab them. And so it even happened yesterday on my stream. People were like, bro, like, your air throws are on point. I'm like, thank you, but it's on point because the game is telling me this is what they're gonna do. They don't have any drive gauge, so it's literally telling me what to look out for. Right. No, that totally makes sense. I've been trying to get better with that and understand what the option is for every character when they're at that certain drive, like situation. Yeah. I've definitely been thinking about that more because I'll be like, wait a minute, they have no drive. I put them in the corner, but they have enough to do a DI. And usually in my brain, I'm like, do I commit here? Do I burn them out? Or do I think, because usually when they have meter, I'm like, well, if they're about to go into burnout and die from this one last situation, if I drive rush in, they're almost guaranteed to spend meter. So like I'm trying to get better with that too, but also it's a bit inconsistent because I don't know what the best answer looks like for each situation. So sometimes I'm definitely guessing, but I've definitely thought about that and been like, damn, what is the best way to take advantage of this? Yeah, that's something for sure that'll come over time. And then like players are, unique. So in a sense, I can watch a replay of someone that will, send me a replay. And then the first round can kind of like tell you how your opponent reacts to something. Say for instance, they're low on drive gauge. I'm like, oh, hey, they're starting to parry more, or oh, hey, they're starting to jump backwards.
Right.
I was like, okay, they have like a thing. So that's something that comes with like players, but at the same time, I feel like at base level, you can kind of get like an understanding. So say for instance, funky interaction happened with Jury, right? Funky interaction happened with Jury. I was like, okay, well, since that happened, I'm going to be looking out for wake up DP. I'm going to be looking out for wake up dive kick.
Right.
And potentially like a backdash. So I'll just walk back. I'll do like a micro walk back and the down back. So that'll cover like 3 options. That'll cover her EXDP, that'll cover her dive kick, and I'll cover her like low forward.
Right.
And if they don't do anything right, if they wake up parry, then you can also react and walk forward and grab them. And then like if they backdash right, it's not the end of the world because like she's still in the corner.
Right.
So this is like one of the many examples of like basically asking yourself, like, okay, what is the like risk reward and like how can I just lean this to my advantage?
Right. Right.
But yeah, I look forward to pointing some of the stuff out whenever we do like the replay, the ranked match stuff.
Hell yeah. Is that one of the next sessions is going to be like playing ranked and you're going to be like, you want me to get the footage for you or?
So
you'll have like homework.
Session 3 would be just ranked match observation. Okay. So it's a 2-hour long session. I'm literally just going to be shadowing and watching you play ranked match.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the session after that would be a replay, and we go to replay it and we break down stuff. And you can like submit whatever replays you would like. You can even if you want to do like the jury replay, you know, for sure we can definitely look at the jury replay when we play in the tournament. Yeah, if they have like the VOD open and all that stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Awesome. Any questions so far at all?
I don't think anything yet. No, a lot of this is information that like I've either thought about or I'm hearing for the first time, and I'm like, you know, I'm getting it right now, but also it's helping that I'm recording, so I'm hearing it and thinking about it, but also like, yeah, I'm still trying to be like, okay, got you, I see what you mean, you know, like I'm still, what's the word, digesting it, I guess, you know, so.
Okay. Yeah, and then I mean, I also have the write-up also, basically talking about like the stuff that we discussed today. What does the self-talk like look like whenever you're playing like in the ranked? As an example, when you are going through a match and say you get knocked down, like do you have anything that comes to mind? Or are you telling yourself anything? Do you have like internal dialogue going on?
Yeah, I think I do try to talk out loud, but it kind of depends on the situation. So it depends traditionally on like what I've done too much of, what they've punished me by. It's traditionally like what's going on in this match specifically that I'm thinking. Like if I keep getting punished by something, I'll traditionally be like, okay, that's the 3rd time, like slow down, you know, like so stuff like that. I'm trying to get myself to like, you know, not get heated, I guess, or to remind myself that I have an option that I should go for. A lot of the times it's whenever I'm like about to go for like a possible kill scenario on the opponent and I'm like, yes, this is the right answer, and I'm like trying to make myself understand that it's the right answer. So I don't have like exact examples, I think, because it kind of depends on
do you ever talk down on yourself? Do you ever do like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Like I'm so like, you know,
yeah, I don't if I'm like heated in a ranked set and I'm about to like get off, usually I'll be like, God, I fucking suck. But most of the time the talking down is less of me being like, oh, I'm fucking trash, and it's more like, why did I do that? It's more like, I know I'm not supposed to do that. Like, why did I do that, you know? But I feel like even that sometimes helps me, because it's, as long as it's not like, you know, shitting on myself. Like, but I actually do feel like sometimes just being like, why did I do that? Actually helps, because sometimes my brain's like, that's right. Like, think about your decision making next time. Like, don't just throw out an option just because, you know, like it's, but yeah, I think it depends on the situation.
That's good. I had a client on Meta, and he would like talk down on himself like really, really bad. And so we were able to actually like work on that, because I was like, bro, if you like talk down on yourself, then like, you know, the confidence is gonna go down, you start feeling worse and whatnot. Yeah. It's like in a way you can kind of like turn that around. You'd be like, okay, you know, that happened, it's okay, you know, take it off. But no, I'm glad to hear that. Even you just saying like, oh, like why did I do that? At least you're like bringing awareness to that, and like it does help you basically recenter yourself.
Yeah, when I'm having a healthy rank session, that's how it goes. When it's not healthy, I usually am turning the game off after anyway. So traditionally it's like an hour of ranked is like what I just talked about, and then like the last like 20 minutes is me just being like just so tired, but I'm still on for some reason, and I'm usually not. It's usually not healthy talk, but that's usually how I know I'm like, I need to get off. You know, like.
Okay, well, it's good that you are aware and you walk away from it, because there's some people that are losing and they would be like, hey, we're not going out on a loss, and then they keep like rage queuing and the MR tank.
Yes,
like,
I've done that.
A couple things get broken, you know. Okay. But it's good to tell yourself like, okay, like enough's enough, we're done.
So the reason why I do that now is because I have been that exact person that you have described. I have back in the day when I just wasn't getting better and I plateaued, that's what I would do, is just rage queue. And yeah, I think I've broken like 2 controllers, man. Like
Hey,
I was
we've
so
all been there.
confused. Yeah, right? Like you're just so
Yeah.
confused on what to do next. You feel lost. You don't feel like you're making progress, but you're not helping yourself because you're just playing ranked. But what you don't care about learning. You care about just winning and getting points. So like, it's not healthy. So yeah, I've definitely been that before. Back when I think I was like hard stuck 14 back in the day, probably around like the beginning of season 2 when I was learning like Rashid and Chun-Li. And yeah, it was just crashing out all the time.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, I used to be really bad. Not like super bad, but I would definitely be like a rage queuer. Like, no, like I'm not going out. And then like the thing is too, when I would win, I'm not convinced. I'm like, well, I'm not convinced. You win another one, and it's a whole cycle. Like it just doesn't end.
It's so bad, dude. Trust me, I know feeling. I hate that. Yeah, that's exactly what I've done. You're like, well, I can get another. Like, no.
Yeah, but you got it. But no, I mean, like I said, you know, being aware of that is definitely good, and I am glad that you definitely, you know, turned over a new leaf and starting to be alert when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, like I said, even me, I'm just like, okay, it's going downhill. I'm not thinking critically anymore. Like, I just have to call it there and come back tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. It's been a work in progress, but I definitely feel a lot better about it now.
Sick. Would you be down for a 1st to 3?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get it.
Let us get it.
Here comes a new challenger. You must crush them. Round 1. Fight.
Oof. Okay. Oh, fuck. I fucked that up. Oh. Oh, yeah, nice.
Thank you.
Okay, let's... Oh my god. That's gonna get me for a while. I gotta hit confirm there. Oh yeah, I know that. I know that's not the spacing. Slightly walk up forward next time. Yes. Ooh, that's right. That does beat that. That's interesting. Chill. Oh my god.
Famous last words. I'm just gonna chill.
Fuck, man. I forget about that shit. That's gonna. Yep.
But yeah, as an example, I believe the first round of the last game, I believe you had like an input error. He had some type of input errors. I just chilled, and then I went forward, and then you did EXEP. I was like, oh yeah, because, you know, something funky happened. I'm just gonna chill, and then EXEP'd.
That's what I need to remember. Yeah, because in my brain, I was thinking this is the time of ODDP because I figured, okay, I've conditioned him to think that it lost last time, so I wouldn't do it again. But no, that's not what you're thinking. Interesting. Okay. That's what I need to get.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like, say for instance, if I like try to shimmy right and the EXEP didn't come, it's like nothing really happened to me. So if I were to go for it again, I'm like, well, last time I did, nothing happened to me.
Mmm.
So if you do EXDP, like, guess profit. If you didn't EXDP, nothing happens to me again.
Yeah, I probably need to present an option to make you even scared of doing that. Okay. That
Yeah.
makes that, yeah, like low forward maybe, I guess, or something.
Yeah, you can do like low forward. You can just go back to chilling.
Okay.
Start threatening me with some buttons.
Right.
But yeah, no, let's hop back into it. And then also remember, try not to just throw buttons out.
Yeah.
Not in range.
This is making me realize I'm probably gonna spend like a few days just practicing range. Like, cause I think I'm starting to realize I might not know the exact range of my buttons yet. After all this time.
It's okay. Close though.
Yeah, I'm almost there. Almost. But I could definitely spend some time labbing it. Okay. Yeah, I think it's mainly heavy kick. Medium kick I feel pretty confident, but heavy kick is definitely the one. Chill. Oh, I didn't get it. It's okay.
And even then, right, you verbally said, "Oh, that's not what I wanted" earlier, and then immediately after you like backdash on wake up.
Okay. Got
So in a way, like you
Gotcha.
you didn't have to say anything. I'm like, "Oh, something's gonna happen," and you backdashed because
Okay,
something happened that was
okay.
funky.
Gotcha. All right, that makes sense. Too early. I think I have. It's actually more than I thought. Okay, good. Nope.
Let's go.
Oh my god. The fear was already in my head. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I did that last time. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Jeez. Oh man. didn't know that traded. I thought that was real. I still don't know when a true Oki drive rush is, I guess. I'm still trying to learn that. I never knew how to lab that, so it's not something I've ever really figured out. Okay, I really thought it was through.
No.
Fuck. GG's right there. I don't know what to do there. The further, like, the more I'm losing, the less thinking is going on in my head because the confidence is dropping. So then I'm just kind of like trying different things every single game instead of trying what I think I'm supposed to be doing. Because I definitely, like, I feel like I was only learning based off, like, what was working individual times, but not, like, how to get better at what I was already doing. Another big thing I'm definitely realizing is that I think because I've been so obsessed with spacing traps all this time, that has been one thing that's allowed me to avoid even learning spacing for the most part with my buttons.
So basically, like,
I don't
doing
think I have very
a
good spacing at
situation
all.
that sets people up to whiff.
Yeah, I think I
Like-
use so many spacing traps that once I run into somebody who doesn't bite on them, I don't really have anything mid-screen, I'm realizing, because I don't really know how to poke is what I'm realizing. Like, I genuinely had no idea during any of those matches if I was going to hit my button or not. Like, I was just kind of like, this should hit. Oh, no, it doesn't. I didn't know that. Like,
Yeah, because like Terry, I feel like Terry and Bison are good examples of like they'll do a sequence and then like try to get you to bite.
Yeah.
And so from there, I'm like, all right, well, I won't bite. Now what?
yeah, and that's the thing.
So
Like,
you just chill.
yeah, and I think I'm like preemptively throwing out the normal that would punish the bite, and that's getting me killed constantly. That's a bad habit, but I think that in its own is obviously something I could stop doing after like the first round after I see it's not working. But like then I go straight to pokes, and I just realize like my spacing is just not there because I genuinely had no idea half the time I was throwing out my normals if they were gonna hit or not. I guess I just need to figure out how to lab that.
Yeah, just get more comfortable when like you know, I don't want to say as far as measurement goes when it comes to your normals.
Yeah.
But in a way, try to even like inch even closer. Granted,
Yeah.
you know, Terry's walk speed isn't like Kuma or Kami or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I feel like a lot of stuff I was winning because you were whiffing. So as long as you're able to essentially get more comfortable. I mean, you can even go to training room or whatnot and like try to set up dummies to like move back and forth, like, you know,
Right.
well, like randomly in a way, and then try to get more comfortable when it comes to using like crouch medium kick or stand medium kick,
Okay.
or even stand around the house as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna definitely need to do that because I am absolutely lacking in that department.
Yeah, so bringing that up will definitely help tremendously. And I will say as well, like, even just like from your gameplay, right? Like you would audibly say it like out loud, like, oh, like, you know, something happened.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, oh, okay, like something is like going to happen, or it's to the point too. I'm like, okay, well, I've shown him that I'm going to take advantage of whatever frustration might be going on in gameplay to the point that sometimes you would just sit back and relax. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well, now we're gonna get to that mind game, so I essentially would play more of it. Say for instance something weird happens, right? You did crouch medium kick and like no dry rush came out. Like I got hit and by crouch medium kick and like nothing happened. I was like,
Yeah.
oh cool, like I got away with that. So immediately I was like, oh, this could influence, and like without fail you just try.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even know that's
Yeah,
a thing that people
I-
were doing. That's
Yeah, in my head I'm like, oh hey, like that,
Hmm.
I bet he's feeling some type of way because he wasn't able to capitalize off of that.
interesting. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That makes sense.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I feel like, you know, if you work on those 2-3 things and whatnot. One other thing too, which I will say he didn't do nearly as much. It's kind of funny because there's like a couple times round start, I will walk backwards anticipating the burn knuckle. There was one time where like the previous round, I was like, okay, he may not be the most happiest of campers gameplay wise after that round. Like he is going to go for a forward advancing move being burn knuckle. I walked back and you did like round start drive rush. I was like, oh, interesting. It's like you did some type of approach, but it wasn't that. You
But
just
it
did drive. I
wasn't-
was like,
okay.
yeah, but it's still in a way. I was like, he's gonna approach with something.
Okay.
So
yeah, I need to
definitely
think
keep
about
that in mind too. How a round ends can definitely also influence your opponent.
Right. Okay, that makes.
And then lastly on the burn knuckle thing as well, you didn't do it too much, but say for instance, I think as the set progressed, you stopped doing it after certain sequences, because at the beginning of the set, you would do burn knuckle, and I would just block it, right? And it wasn't a burn knuckle at all. So you were just down backing, and that allowed me to like walk up and throw you, and now you have to play my game.
Okay.
Or I'll walk up and like back throw you.
So yeah.
When you were doing those burn knuckles, I mean, it's good that, in my opinion, I think you did start to adapt, but it wasn't really leading you to anything. If anything, it was just putting you in harm's way.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. And after I did it enough, I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. That's wrong. But that was basically what was happening. I was like, not even thinking anymore, because I was like, I'm making changes, but I don't even know what I was making changes for, basically, because I was my confidence had dropped that far.
Gotcha. Awesome. I mean, I'm also have that written up as well, but yeah, dude.
Yep, sounds good.
As long as you work on that stuff, then yeah, we're gonna be looking good. I look forward to the ranked sesh. That's gonna be awesome.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna lab the hell out of my spacing before then.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Sounds good. Awesome. And if you have any questions or anything, definitely shoot me a text. So if you have any questions before we wrap this up, definitely, let me know.
Nothing right now, but I'll definitely let you know
Okay.
if I think of anything.
Awesome. Sounds good. Awesome. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. You have a good one.
Thanks, man. Have a good one. Peace.
Bye.
All right, so yeah, that is the second session with Cusco right there. Okay, I can genuinely see some little bit of progress going on here. I think it's obviously stuff similar to when I was getting coached by other pros. It's just like the progress is not immediate usually. It's things that you kind of have to sit on for a while and sleep on. I definitely can see a lot of the things he just shared with me though. It's just gonna take a little bit for me to wrap my head around like physically making the changes. But yeah, I definitely want to get better, because the way he was playing against me in that last set, like I just felt like I couldn't even play. So yeah, we gotta get to that level. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys found something useful from this. So I'm out.